It's the eve of International Day of Happiness, and today we are discussing on a very important topic, which is how to raise your children in a happy way. Joining us is a special guest all the way from the city of valleys, Dehradun, Jyotika Bedi. And while I'll take our guest in, please share that what you are doing to raise your kids happy, because today it's the need of the hour to keep our future generations happy. So I'm just taking our guest Jyotika in the glitch. Let me just end Jyotika again. I'm just waiting for our guest Jyotika, and then we'll be discussing more about how to raise happy children because that's the need of the hour. Jyotika is all here. Hi, Jyotika, welcome.
Hi, how are you? So good to see
All
you.
good, all good. Thank you so much, Jyotika, for taking out time.
Thank you for doing this. I love the work that you're doing. I love your community and love to all the mothers out there.
Thank you so much. So let me just introduce Jyotika. Well, Jyotika Bedi is the founder at Happiness is Love. I love the name of your organization, Happiness is Love.
Thank you.
and
Thank
and
you.
the amazing work she is doing towards positive parenting, which is the need of the hour.
Yes.
So, Jyotika, when we talk about positive parenting, I think the home is the first place. Like since the time a mother conceives a child, the home is the first environment which is introduced to the child.
Yes.
So, how important it is a healthy environment at home when we're talking about raising healthy and happy
Such
kids.
an amazing question. Thank you for asking this question. First, I want to ask everyone who is seeing this live that did you know the number one indicator of a child's ability to thrive in the world is what? What is it?
I think a happy and healthy environment at home.
Yes, the quality of the mother's happiness and the mother's mental well
True.
being.
True.
So it starts with us because science is saying it, psychology is saying it that 80% of all the habits and characteristics of a mother are fed off by the children. Because when they see a mother who's taking care of herself, pursuing her passions, setting goals, practicing good eating habits, this is how we model a good home environment. And a good home environment is also said to help in adolescents' academic success, cognitive development, and resilience. So it's very important that you're asking this question because family connectedness actually promotes well being and parental support contributes towards the health and happiness of everyone at home.
True, true. So when we're talking about parental control, so we talk about like a lot of discussions and a lot of the conversations are happening around equal parenting. But we're not talking about a healthy parenting that both the partners should actually inculcate with the child. So how
Absolutely.
important is the relationship when we're talking about the couple's relationship also matters a lot when we talk about because what the child is seeing in their like the parents' mindset
Yes,
that is
yes,
indirectly impacting the children both at home and
absolutely.
outside.
Yes, very good question again. Happy parenting starts with happy marriage. This is what
Yes.
we need to remember. And it takes work, it takes conscious effort, it takes daily practice because you have to learn to put each other first. What happens is, जब हमारे बच्चे हो जाते हैं, it's always about the children. I'm guilty of the
True.
same, but then I realized that the most important relationship, the relationship from which everything springs, is the relationship with the couple. And this parenting journey together is teamwork. So, how can we build a better team? We can start with having open and honest communication with each other so that we are aligned on our parenting goals, our expectations, our fears, our challenges, our dreams. It's very important to have this kind of conversation and understanding with your spouse first before you even think of raising happy children. Second, strengthen the friendship. You have to invest time and effort in nurturing your friendship with your spouse, which means engaging in activities, doing things so that you can create happy memories together, have a sense of belonging, and build a foundation of friendship. And the last thing that I do with my husband is nurture admiration. We are so quick to judge and correct each other that we forget to appreciate each other. We forget the good that is in our partner. We forget to cultivate the fondness and the admiration in our partner. So, focusing on the positive qualities and expressing appreciation for your partner's effort and support is what creates the foundation of a happy home environment.
Awesome. Because I think somewhere all of us indirectly or unconsciously are talking more about the flaws that
What they're
person
not
is
doing,
having.
the flaws, yes, and not appreciating the good and not
True, true,
appreciating the things that they are doing right.
true. And somewhere around that, the child is anyhow taking that and imbibing those things within, and then that is
Yes.
how the whole mindset and the whole personality of the child is developing.
Absolutely correct. Yes.
So if we're talking about, there's another thing like what I was observing is like recently my daughter, she has a playtime, she's a toddler, so she goes for swings. So
Hmm.
there's another child who's an elder to her. So
Hmm.
my daughter is 2 and the another child is 4 year old. So
Hmm.
that 4 year old is actually coming with a nanny and her parents are even not available during the
Hmm.
weekends. So what we have observed, like as a parents, I was discussing with my partner
Yeah.
also, that what we are observing is that seeing comparing both the kids, my child though is 2 years younger to that little one, but she's
Hmm.
more active. While compared to that little one who's coming with a nanny,
Hmm.
she is not even if she's falling down, she requires that help, she requires that
Hmm.
support. So somewhere, though we are talking about independent parents, but what are we giving to our kids? Like they are getting dependent on nannies and they are not able to
Yes.
take those leadership qualities. So how
Yes.
that is affecting the mindset of young kids today.
It's really impacting their mindset. Children are again not independent. They're not resilient because they're not having that parental support, the parental guidance. See, parenting is
True.
one thing that cannot be outsourced. You might
True.
have a lot of physical help. Okay, you might have a maid, you might have a grandparent to help you with the physical work, but the emotional work, the psychological work, the guidance, the teaching, the helping, all of this has to be done by the parent.
True.
So the parents' role, and research is saying it, that parents' role trumps everything. Our influence is the greatest on our children. We like to blame society, social media, friends, peer pressure, everything. But no, the prime responsibility is on us parents because we have the greatest influence on our children. And children
True.
define and they spell love as what? Time.
Time.
If we don't give them time, there is no love.
True. Because today's generation is more focused about the expensive gifts that were coming up. We are
Yes.
more
Yeah.
active taking them
Yeah.
to Hamleys for the playtime, and we think
Yeah.
that we are doing sufficient. But somewhere that environment where the parents also are playing, the environment with which we have nurtured is somewhere missing, especially in the tier one cities that like
Yes.
I'm observing.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And that's why modern parenting is in a state of crisis because we think that fancy gifts and trips can replace parenting. But no, we really are struggling with giving our children quality interactions that whenever I am with my child, I'm a working parent, how do I show up? What is the quality of my interaction with my child? Am I modeling happiness or am I modeling stress? These are few
True.
questions that I need to ask myself as a parent. How much love am I showing my child? In fact, now research is saying that children need minimum 12 hugs in a day. 8 hugs is only maintenance. 12 hugs is needed for a child's neurobiological development. It's very important for them to receive this gentle touch, eye contact, to greet them when we meet them, to make eye contact and encourage them and say, I love you often to them. These are small things, but they have a big impact on our children.
The small expressions, I think, as parents also, because like many of the platform has having many mothers who are working out, and somewhere both the parents are coming back home, tiredness they're showing. So what we can expect from the little ones, that is the reason I think the anxiety and depression is at huge rise these
Yes, absolutely right. And then making time to play together as a
days.
family, like we play Uno, we play Ludo, we play Double with our children. And this is what, when I ask my children, when do you feel most loved? It's not when we are making them do homework or
True.
taking them out for a play date. It's when we are sitting down with them, playing with them as a couple, as a family. That is what means love to children. This is when they feel that they have their parents' undivided attention and time. And this is the time when we need to make sure that we have distraction free time, good quality interaction with our children.
True, true. We can see your videos also. Like we are a great follower of your handle, and we can see those wherein your partner is also there. And the way, but that is the kind of awareness that you're spreading out itself,
Yes,
which
it's
is the
true.
need of the hour.
Yes, like I said, your parenting starts with your marriage. So if you
True,
invest in your marriage, automatically your parenting will thrive.
true. And
So
especially post COVID, when the digital
yes,
era had come, a
yes.
lot of screen time. Like recently on the platform, the mothers are asking about how to limit that screen time.
Mhm.
But somewhere I feel that it's the first time when you introduce screen was you only to the kids, because these days if
Yes,
you'll see, the kids are going for marriages or the mothers are busy, they'll just hand over the tablets or the
right,
mobiles to them, and the kids
right.
are preoccupied with it.
Absolutely right. So that's why it's very important to build a healthy family media plan. Like, what are the ground rules of the house? We have to talk about tech free time on a regular basis, create screen free time so that, and you have to model that first because
True,
we are leading by our example. Children will not follow our advice, they'll follow our example. So, like in our house, there are ground rules that there is no, we don't hand them phones until night, until all their tasks are done for the day. So, this is something that they're given only for half an hour. And again, it is monitored. We talk about the impact of social media. I have asked my questions about what do they think about social media? What are the pros? What are the cons? How much screen time is enough? Because enough kids never is enough, but we have to
true,
set the limits.
true,
We as parents, like you rightfully said, that we are the ones who've handed them the device. So we have to be very careful on when we are handing them the device because they don't have the cognitive ability to practice
yeah.
restraint. They will continue. But then this is really on us to set the limits.
Even speech delays are now, like during
Yeah.
our time it was not that prominent, but now I
Yes.
can sense that a lot of speech delays
Yes.
are happening uh,
Yes.
among the kids. Like I'm seeing among my toddlers, like she speaks a lot of sentences because that's the environment we have given.
Yes.
We have not introduced her much to screen time, so we can sense that difference. But the kids
Right.
often are sensing that people, like the parents are complaining about speech delays because
Yes.
they're becoming introvert also because of this.
Yes. Yes. One of the biggest crises that today's generation is facing is they don't know how to connect. They don't know how to engage with another individual. Like they've forgotten the art of just basic conversation because we are all so busy on our devices.
True,
And then
true,
as parents, we have to take responsibility because we are the ones who've handed them these devices. A lot of
true.
parents I know struggle with setting limits, struggle with setting boundaries. I can tell you, I have a 20-year-old son who's in college today, and he thanks me. He says, Mama, thank you for setting those limits. Those boundaries that you set for us is what has made me who I am today. That's why I'm able to practice resilience and I'm able to delay gratification. I don't want everything instantly. I can practice more patience. So there's a lot that our children learn just through just delaying their
True.
phone time. I did not give him a phone until he was 16. And he used to complain
True.
why all his friends have a phone and he doesn't, but today he thanks us. So it's very
Because somewhere,
important as parents to
yes,
remember,
because as
yeah.
we have mentioned about a 20-year-old, because he is getting into a career life, and somewhere those inherent qualities which he had, now those are going to help him in productivity. Also, as you have mentioned, that they don't know how to connect, but communication is one important thing. If you are, whether you are working, whether you're not working, communication is one basic thing as a human being.
Absolutely. Is the most important life skill. And if we keep giving our if they're addicted to their phones, where are they going to have the conversation, the confidence to communicate with another person? In fact, it was
True.
a blessing because we did not give him the phone. He was forced to make conversations. He was forced to get out of his comfort zone and interact and engage with his peers. So there is a silver lining in this.
So when we're saying about happiness, so there is while doing my research also on the topic. So there are a lot of psychologists, a lot of experts are saying
Yeah.
ki, to make them happy, let them be unhappy because then only they'll understand the difference between emotions and that is emotional well-being. So how
Yes.
important is this particular thing that the research is saying?
Again, great question, and the research is right. The key to raising happy children is to allow them to feel unhappy. It sounds counterintuitive, but it is the most
True.
effective thing. In fact, we're writing our next book on self love for better parenting, where we'll be talking about teaching our children emotional literacy. So important to allow our children to feel the entire rainbow of emotions. They can feel all their feelings, and we have to not judge them or shame them for feeling angry, feeling sad, feeling scared. Because we feel uncomfortable as parents and we feel,
True.
no, 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 we have to make them happy all the time. No. The more they are comfortable in managing uncomfortable feelings, unpleasant feelings, the stronger they will be, the more resilient they will be, the more successful they will be. Because strength comes from what? It comes from managing our intense emotions. And for children to know that mommy and daddy will still be here. You can feel all your feelings. but we'll be right here beside you to help you feel your feelings. So,
True.
parents, please, it's okay for your children to fail. It's okay for your children to fall. It's okay for your children to not be happy all the time, because that's the key for raising happy kids. And I'll give you an example. Our son has been a straight A student all throughout his school life. Now in college, just yesterday he called me and he said he got a S in his computer science exam. Now, for me as a parent, this was a defining moment. This was a
True.
time for me to practice what I preach and I teach. We
True.
actually celebrated his failure. We said, Arjun, life does not serve you all straight A's.
True.
This is a golden opportunity for you to learn how to deal with your first failure. Let's celebrate. So he went out with his
True.
friend. Of course, he was disappointed. We allowed him to
True.
feel the
True. True.
disappointment and the sadness, but we also reminded him it's okay to fail. This is how you will learn and grow. And then I got a text from him at night to say, thank you so much, mom and dad, for being there for me, understanding me, and supporting me. So, as
True.
parents, it's very important to teach our children how to manage all the emotions.
I think there is a quote also 2 or 3 days back itself that you have to learn the art of failure. I think it's by Anand Mahindra only that I don't know.
Yes,
Yes. You
yes,
need to taste that failure in order to grow. So I think those little failures, and each one of us have
yes,
faced a failure, whether it's a career in
yes,
studies or, but somewhere when we see the same thing 1 year after or 2 years after, that failure is basically sense of learning. Sometimes it teaches us, like in your son's case, it might have taught him that this is not something that in which
yeah,
I have to lead my success
ex-
path. So it's a part
exactly.
of learning. But
Yes,
as parenting, you are someone who is like, as you mentioned, you're preaching that. But as some parents just take that toil on the status. So what if the society people will know? What if this? Because
yeah,
especially I'm seeing in tier 2 and 3 cities, still that mindset prevails.
yes. And this mindset we have to change. If we as parents don't allow our children to fall, to fail, to make mistakes, then they'll start hiding from us. They will feel judged by us, and they will not share it with
True.
us. What is the goal
True.
of parenting? It's when your child is in distress, facing any challenge, they turn to you. They turn to the parent, and that is an
True.
honor. Otherwise, they can turn to social media and their friends easily, but who is going to be their best guide? You as a parent. So it's really on us to allow our children that it's okay, no matter what you're feeling, no matter what you're going through, we are there. We are in your corner
True.
and we have your back.
I think that support system is going to help them when they are going out. And
Yes.
whether, as you mentioned, your son is in US, but that great bond that was initially years is still there, and he can come back, always come back, whether these geographical borders are just a name.
Yes, beautiful. And it starts young parenting. I know
True.
that some of us are not so conscious parents. We're busy. There's so much, there's family challenges. Every family is different.
True.
But it's never too late. You can always repair, rebuild your relationship with your child. Because what is at the heart of parenting? Heart of parenting is the relationship. And
True.
as mothers, we can nurture that bond, we can grow that bond anytime. We've all made mistakes. There is no perfect mother, there is no
True.
perfect parenting, there's no perfect child. But yes, I can raise myself to raise my children right.
Very, very nicely said. So, as we are also celebrating it's International Day of Happiness, though of course we had so many amazing tips from your end during this conversation. But before we end the session, some tips for the parents that what of, as you mentioned, your book is also coming on self-love, and I think self-love is essential right now because a lot of us are working, we get
Yeah.
tired, we get agitated, and all those anger
Yes.
actually and outbursts towards our kids. So,
Yes.
what are some of the things to stay happy as a human being? Then only we'll be able to raise a happy kids.
So again, the first thing I do is my self-love practice, because self-love is the key indicator to having a happy and fulfilling life. By practicing self-love, we learn to accept ourselves. We learn to cultivate a deep sense of inner peace and contentment, because we know how to prioritize our needs and desires. And only then can we connect better with our children, because they say a happy mom is a better mom. So the work first starts with me looking at myself. What does happiness mean to me? What do I need to do on a daily basis to boost my happiness? How can I be a better mom? Where can I get the tools and techniques so that I can, let's say, manage my emotions better? There is so much available out there that it's literally this unlimited information out there for me to work on myself every single day to be a better mother. And for that, I'm telling you, there is so much support out there. Look at the community that you are building. The every mom is there understanding that yes, I'm not alone. You know, I have this
True.
community who's got my back. We're in it together. We are here to support each other. So focus on your self-love practice and get the support that you need so that you can be a better mom.
True. Somewhere I think what we have observed also while discussing with the members, a lot of time the toxicity, because they talk about a lot of toxicity that comes because of relationships, extended relations, because sometimes what happen if you are excelling,
Mm,
the society is not going to let
yeah.
you with the good things. Like recently we did a video on Radhika also, when she talking about like when a child is born, everybody is more taunting towards the mother. Acha, she's going out now to work, rather than checking on her health. So this
Mm,
kind of toxicity still prevails. So I
yes.
think that also you have to just become a deaf, and you just have to excel if you want to excel.
Yes, and again your mindset. You are not here to
True,
change or control anybody. लोग का तो काम ही है कहना, वो तो कहेंगे, वो तो आपको
true,
जज करेंगे. आप घर पे रहोगे, आप जज होगे. आप काम पे जाओगे, आप जज होगे. So you have to start focusing on what you can control, which is your mindset, your attitude, your behavior, how you show up. And the greatest gift we mothers can give our family and our children is investing in our own growth and development, investing
true.
in our own learning. And the more I learn, the more I'll grow, the happier I'll be, because happiness is what? Happiness is growth. So that's what you're doing at your community. You're growing women who are entrepreneurial, women who are again struggling with so many aspects of their life and
Hmm.
work challenges. But again, you're offering them that support.
So I think that's how I think we always believe women support women, and that's how I think mothers also require that support. And
Yes.
as we are during this conversation, we are like it's not only a mother; it's the equal parenting that we talked
Yes.
about. A healthy relationship, and I think a happy marriage is basically the key aspect. If you're because if you're planning a child, you should be a happy at both the mind should be happy. Then
Yes.
only you will be able to raise a happy
Yes.
child. So taking
Absolutely. Like I said, happy,
yes,
happy mom, happy home, happy marriage, happy family. So it's all interconnected. But again, it starts with
true,
you because you are
true,
responsible for your happiness. I make me happy. My spouse, my family, others can add to my happiness, but I am responsible for my own happiness. हम लोग गलती ये
true,
क्या करते हैं कि कभी कभी हम अपनी happiness को we tie it to a person, we tie
true.
it to a outcome, we tie it to a goal, and then we constantly keep getting stressed about it. But if you tell yourself that no, I'm responsible for my happiness, it's daily work, it's daily practice, it's hard work, but it's the most rewarding work I will ever do, and it's the greatest gift that I'll give my family. Then your mindset changes. Then you focus only on your growth and development.
Yes. And before we end this, I wanted to understand the power of affirmations. Of course, with my little one,
Oh,
I've started with affirmations. So every night we follow this rule when before like making her sleep, that she says small, small thing, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm peaceful. So how important is
sweet.
these affirmations when we're talking about raising happy kids?
Affirmations is everything. It changes your neurobiology. It's the quickest way to rewire your brain. And I'm so happy you're practicing this. Even I practice this with my children in front of the mirror. We say powerful positive affirmations every single day. I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm healthy, I'm happy, the universe is working in my favor. In fact, now the latest, my children have started saying I'm God's favorite child. So no matter what happens to me, good, bad, whatever, I'm God's favorite child, best will happen. So again, these
True.
affirmations help you rewire your thoughts, rewire your mind, and once your mind is happy, everything is happy because health and happiness begin from your head.
Right. True, true. So thank you so much for joining us today, Jyotika. And I'm sure people who will be listening us afterwards also are going to take these
Yes.
key away takeaways. And I'm sure they should start following things that you have shared, and we can ensure the future generations happy. So on that note, thank you so much
Are
for
there any
joining us.
questions? Do the audience
Huh.
have any questions? Is there any
If
question?
anybody, I think there was
Other
some
question.
compliment that we were getting in that that they have seen you one happy person. There was someone who said great lesson we got, but there's no questions that we've
Okay.
received.
Maybe
But I
later
think
when people see the
maybe
live,
later,
then yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. But thank you so much for joining us today and sharing those insights.
Thank
Wishing you a
you.
very happy International Day of Happiness, because
Thank
I think
you.
that's how we say smiles are contagious, but I think happiness is also contagious.
You're so right. And I love you smile. You have an endearing smile.
Thank you
Bless
so much.
you. Keep up the good work. And yeah, women for women. Women
True,
are stronger together, and together we are better, and together we'll win.
true, true. Thank you so much.
Take
Thank you so much for today.
care. You can get
You
on my
too.
hearts.
Yes, I'm getting that. Thank you
Lots
so much.
of love to your toddler. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Yeah.
think there's someone who said affirmation gratitude is what I'm practicing. Thank you for the inputs. Awesome session. So we have started getting the inputs. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Stay blessed. Bye.
Bye. Take
You
care.
too.